Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, Cancer, we're going to look at the mask that you're hiding behind on it. I always find this such an interesting question to ask when I go to the water signs because y'all are so good at hiding shit. So good. So, we're going to go into the closet and we're going to look for little skeletons in there, Cancer. But it's going to be kind of cute and fun. Well, it was quite deep with Gemini. We have the Dog Wisdom Oracle deck is what I'm going to use for you with this this spread, as well as my Book of Shadows Tarot, Volume 2. And I have Teeny Tiny Rider-Waite deck ready to go. So, let's get started with this reading, my dear portals of love. It is a general reading. Because it's general, it may or may not resonate. If it does and you're drawn to it, there's an extended. The link to that is at the top of the description. I don't know why you say that. None of it really rhymed or came together in a chorus at all. People think, Cindy, just pull the cards, honey. Just don't sing. All right, I go pull the cards. I do that a little bit better than sing, so. All right. I'm just excited. You know what? I saw a red-winged blackbird today here in Canada where it's cold. So that's an indication that warm weather is coming. He's out there. It was a male. He staked out his spot by the overflow pond or whatever that's called. And he's singing his little heart out. This is my space. I'm here first. I don't know if we're going to find any food for the next couple of weeks, but he's got a good spot. All right. You really are. Who you are. Oh, you're vulnerable. Who you are is you're vulnerable. Okay. So I want to say you recognize that. So you are sensitive. So you're sensitive, or you're in a position right now that makes you feel vulnerable. There's something like that going on. So who you are in a vulnerable position, or you just do have a tendency to be vulnerable in the way that maybe people can use emotions or situations for or against you. So what is the mask that you hide behind? Like, what's going on? Frustration. So interesting. I almost feel like this question is evolving through the zodiac as I'm doing it for each one of you. So, okay. So it's almost like you're appearing to be frustrated, but in reality, you're in a vulnerable position. I got to keep going with this. Okay. Why you hide your true self? Family. So frustrated. So family. Why you hide your true self? Your family. You don't want them to know that you feel vulnerable? That's a possibility. Particularly, you know, like if you're, it's really funny. Like, because these two cards came out in the Gemini reading. I did a ton of shuffling. But, you know, like there's an older dog here with little ones. So, you know, why you're hiding yourself is you don't want people that maybe rely on you to know that you're vulnerable and you're frustrated with something that's going on. You have to be the leader here. How this affects your relationships. Sadness. Oh, dang. What is going on? I tell you, these puppies, they pull the stuff right out of us. These doggies. Oh, because they don't hide anything. And they see right through us, too. That's the thing with this Oracle deck. I've never seen any other reader, teamwork, use this deck. And I just find it, I don't know, because I think a lot of readers could look at it and say, oh, it's so childish, it's so simple. But I'm telling you, there's something about the energy of this deck, because it's true. Dogs do not hide their emotions, particularly domesticated dogs. Their emotions are all over their face, all over their body language, all over their tail, everything. And they can see right through you. They know. So this shit, it pulls it out of you like a festering wound, doesn't it? All right, advice for you. Disappointment. Why can't you see his ears? That's really odd. Disappointment. It's almost like putting off doing something and getting the consolation prize at this time of being disappointed. So let's see where that goes. Outcome if you follow the advice. Don't look back. Wow, what is this? Okay, okay. Teamwork, eagerness. You're eager to work together. You're eager to work together. That's the underline. But I don't see that here. And I don't see it even being possible, to be honest, with these cards. Whatever this is about. You're feeling vulnerable. People do see you as frustrated, but that's not the bigger story here. The bigger story is that there's vulnerability. That's the biggest story here. That's what you're hiding. The mask that you're using to hide that with is frustration. And why are you hiding this vulnerability? Because of your family. But in your relationships, this produces sadness. I feel like there's something you're hiding. I mean, it's the mask you hide behind, but I feel like there's something that you're hiding to protect someone. Either there's something you're hiding to protect someone, or something you're hiding to protect yourself. And it feels like there's a lot riding on it, you know, with family. Like, why would you hide this? My family. Like the biggest thing in my life. Advice for you is disappointment. And the outcome is don't look back. I mean, there could be a breakup of your family and you feel vulnerable because of that. People see you mostly as frustrated. There's sadness here. It almost feels like trying to move forward with these cards. Your advice is disappointment. And the outcome is don't look back. Let's go to the tarot. Ten of Cups, the Tower. Interesting split. This does not have to be, I always get that confused. Your nuclear family and your, what is that other one? I always think of nuclear like it explodes out. I don't know if that's, maybe that's not right. But you know, this may not be like your family in your house. It could be something going on with family externally. No, I think your nuclear unit is in the house. Let's get those mixed up. What's the other term for the, you know, you always put that in the comments. Forget. Let's see. Okay. A tarot card for each one of these. Who you really are. The Four of Swords. Okay, you're vulnerable. So I want to say on some level you're keeping to yourself with the Four of Swords. Who you really are though too is kind of a fun. You can have fun. You're kind of playful and silly. But the Four of Swords is, you know, described as someone resting and recovering. Taking a time out here. So you're feeling kind of vulnerable. And that could be related to levels of exhaustion, emotional exhaustion. There's a lot of heavy emotions here. The mask that you're hiding behind is frustration. You have the Devil card with that. Now, it's interesting because this is like a gluttony kind of Devil card, right? The ice cream. Oh, yeah. So, okay. You could be indulging in things that are not healthy for you. Frustration is definitely there. I think this is what people see for the most part, though. I think if you're not looking after yourself on some level, whether it could be what you're eating or drinking or bad, like habits that you're creating for yourself, or there might be some sort of guilt going on, like self-imposed guilt. A little bit of this came up through Gemini, but not quite the same, but it's kind of similar. People can see that you're not looking after yourself, or they can see you not making the best choices for yourself. Or there's a repeat pattern here with the devil also. People can see this, but it's almost like you're using that to distract. Look what this hand is doing, so you don't see what this hand is doing, where in fact, you're feeling quite vulnerable. Feeling like maybe you don't have all the energy you need to get through something that's going on. So why you hide this? Your family. The Two of Swords. Wow. I feel like for some of y'all, like you're making some sort of heavy decision about your family, like your family unit. You're not sure. You're not sure. You're the one feeling vulnerable. Is someone not really doing much in the relationship? Because you feel vulnerable. And you're frustrated, and that shows. I feel like your family, you're not really sure where this is going with the Two of Swords. How this affects your relationships. We've got sadness and the Strength card. Wow. That's always not necessarily what people want to hear, Spirit, but it's, you know, like the shit that's the hardest shit to go through is what makes us stronger. I do feel like on some level, though, it just almost feels like something just becomes continuously sad. Like it just gets strengthened in sadness. There's really a sense of... oh. I think y'all are frustrated because there's someone in your family who's engaging in this devil energy. And it could be like not looking after themselves. There's something going on here that just feels like, yeah, you're frustrated, and that shows. And I feel like you could be expressing this to a partner or someone in your family unit. And you're the one that feels vulnerable because you don't know where it's going. And it just seems like every day it just gets sadder and sadder. Advice for you is disappointment. The Queen of Swords. Wow. This is a really specific reading. Like, if you are having a little bit of frustration in your marriage or a relationship that's someone close to you, please use your discernment. This is like one of those, as a tarot reader, this is a general reading. So don't allow what I'm saying to project and make something worse than it is for you. But if it's all like, yes, Cindy, yes, Cindy, yes, Cindy, you're reading me like on point. Your advice here is to cut something out. Like, you have the Queen of Swords with disappointment as your advice. And I mean, they're looking at a contract. I mean, it looks like she's hiring someone. But the Queen of Swords is usually cutting out any bullshit. You know, that could be that too. Is cutting out the bullshit. But there's going to be disappointment here. There might be something going on with someone close to you. And it doesn't feel like you're frustrated because you can tell that something here is toxic. Something's not right with this Devil card. That whole part is apparent. Like, it's obvious. Your partner, your friend, whoever this is, they know they're engaging in something that's not healthy. And they know you see it and you're frustrated by it. Now, I feel like too, because you're the one that's vulnerable. You're feeling vulnerable. This could be a relationship where you depend on someone for an income, or this could be a relationship where you're worried about, like, if there's kids involved, where that would go, how often you would see them. There's a lot of really heavy energy here. Don't look back. Outcome if you follow the advice. The High Priestess. Holy crap. You are definitely walking into a very powerful, as you walk forward, you are walking towards something that is incredibly empowering. Incredibly empowering. But don't look back, because that's the past. I feel like for some of you, I'm reading an energy that you've already been through as well. I don't know why that is. So maybe there's an extra lesson in here for you. Or like, there could even be, because the outcome here is don't look back. And it's really funny because the High Priestess is looking this way and she's connecting with spirit and the moon. Cancer, your planetary energy is, so really you're connecting with the self that you're meant to connect with. So I'm just really, oh, the Ten of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Wands is at the bottom. Taking a break. Well, it could be taking a break from your family. No. Ten of Pentacles into the Hermit. The Ace of Swords and the Knight of Wands. I mean, this becomes clear. You get clarity. You get rejuvenated. You have drive. There could be something going on in your family unit right now that is very draining. We need more tarot on this one. Oh my goodness. Why are you vulnerable here? Okay. I think this goes beyond, like, you know, having a partner that is the one that has the income, or the Ten of Cups with the Five of Swords. You're the one who's vulnerable because this is like your emotional fulfillment. This is your emotional fulfillment and it's being cut out. Walking away from it. And you're frustrated. The Devil. What is the Devil first? Let's get those two clear. What is the Devil? It's a success that you can't see. So you have the Six of Wands and the Seven of Swords. There's success here, but you can't see it yet. Honestly, and I can understand that. That's totally reasonable. I mean, with the energy that's sitting here, it's totally reasonable. There's success, but you can't see it. So there might be other things that you're doing right now to appease emotional disappointment. The frustration. The Six of Cups and the Empress. Wowzers, guys. This feels like something that is everything you could want it to be. You know, I feel like too, so success with the Devil card, the success is something that you can't see. It eludes you. I also feel like, though, there's a sense that the only way I can be successful is to be sneaky. And that's frustrating. Okay, why you're hiding your true self? Your family and the Two of Swords. Family and the Two of Swords. The Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. This kind of feels like, I don't know, this has got a lot of back and forth. I'm going to tell you, out of all the times that I was doing private readings, and I've done hundreds of them, I'm not doing them anymore. Just because it's very time consuming and energy draining. But anyways, I did a lot of readings for Cancers on, like, relationships, on and off again relationships. And I did find with Cancer, there was often a sense of that where, and it's an incredible devotion. It really is an incredible devotion to not wanting to give up on a relationship, but then often doing readings where the relationship was so toxic, this person was so abusive. There was, you know, but I mean, you're seeing your emotional fulfillment here. So there could be something outside. It may not be this person's behavior that is causing frustration. Could be something that's outside of what's going on. Like maybe your partner has been called, they have to go to another state or country to work for months. And, you know, this is difficult on the family unit. It's pulling away your emotional happiness here with this person. Because I see with the Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands with this family and the Two of Swords, it just feels like it's something that's so meant to be. It's impossible to get it going every time. It just ends up in frustration and exhaustion. Like who you really are, the Four of Swords, like you're really someone who needs to rest and look after yourself. Your family exhausts you. Your family exhausts you. There's always a new beginning. Feel so divinely driven, but Jesus Murphy, there's always a new beginning. And you don't know where it's going with the Two of Swords. How this affects your relationship? Sadness. And it feels like strength. It honestly feels like you have more strength to move away from what makes you sad, which feels like it's this situation. Sadness. Sadness and strength is how this affects your relationships. The Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups. It does have that feeling again of needing to start again. Like start this again. Let's work on this again. Let's try it again. And then you get in your head. The Page of Cups, it always feels small. It always feels like someone has to apologize. This is heavy. I'm an Aries Gemini man. So this is a lot of emotion from you, swimming Cancer. And I believe my 4th house is empty. Planets in there. Whew, guys. It ain't easy being Cancer. I get that so many times when I do your readings. It really is not. Advice for you. Disappointment and the Queen of Swords. The Tower, the Five of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Oh my God. This is like, let this collapse. There's so much conflict around it. And watch, I don't know what you should watch for, to be honest, at this point. Learn from our mistakes. This honestly feels like allowing some sort of tower to fall down. And the Queen of Swords is cutting something out, being disappointed. I mean, might not be your relationship. It just could be some aspect of it, or somehow you're investing in a partnership, or you know, it could be a child in your. I don't know what's going on. It's heavy. It's heavy. Okay, outcome if you follow the advice. Don't look back. And the High Priestess, the King of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Strength card. Now, the King of Swords with the Queen of Swords. Don't look back. This is really feeling like cut out. I know it could be a marriage. But in the same sense, I feel like whatever you're cutting out, I honestly feel like you're moving towards something stronger for yourself in the future. Strength, strength. Your strength is moving forward. That is extremely clear out of everything here. Your strength is moving forward, and the Strength card is going this way. The Queen of Cups is at the bottom. This is about finding you. I'm hearing that. It is about finding you. The whole you, the real you, and nothing but the you, so help you God. And it's interesting that I say it that way because it almost has the energy of like a court. The Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the Page of Swords. You've got a lot of swords here. Goodness, Cancer. My friends, that was a tough one, but it is what it is, and I hope it gave you some clarity. Sometimes it's just, you know, readings like this too, I don't necessarily feel like you don't see this clearly already, but I feel like it just makes you feel seen, right? It makes you feel seen, and it gives you some idea about, a little bit about your future. It's very hidden right here, but your future is going to be successful, but it's very hidden. You've got the High Priestess, walk into that. And the Six of Wands with the Seven of Swords. So it's hard to see. I'm going to go do the extended, my friends. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.